Now that's quite an impressive sight, isn't it? St Michael's Mount sitting out there in the sea, castle on top of the island, and that's Penzance in the distance. Newlyn, Mousel. Used to live over there. Used to be able to see this from my bedroom window. But we're not going there today. We're going somewhere equally as interesting and certainly a lot older. Well, in complete contrast to yesterday's absolute chaos at Flora Day, today I'm out in the wilds of nowhere with an old schoolmate of mine, Rick, and we're going to go and look at a few Neolithic sites. I'm going to start with the Merry Maidens stone circle. It's one of the most complete stone circles in Cornwall, and it's almost actually round as well, which is quite good for a stone circle, I suppose. So let's go and have a look. We're going for some stone circles, Rick? Yeah, okay. You can actually see them up in the field there. There we are, there they are. Yeah. This is the Merry Maidens. There is a sign. There's nothing on the road to tell you where it is, but I knew where it was, so it's kind of helpful. I knew where it was. But yeah, so let's have a look. Have a look at the style. Ooh, 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 ooh. So here we are, the Merry Maidens, or Dan's Maen, as they call it in Cornish. And I can't remember how many stones there are now. I'll probably try and count them in a minute, but I'll give you a walk in a minute, right around the whole thing. These bloody great lumps of rock just in the hedges like this, but as I was saying just now, I can't remember whether it was Borlase or whether it was Carew. When I did the survey of Cornwall, I think it might have been Carew actually, he said that there were 3 stone circles here, and there's only one now. And this is only like 300 years ago, so it's very possible that some of it was hauled away to build cottages or fence posts, and these are some of the remains of the other stone circles, all hidden in the hedges now. So there's another one in there, look, just in here. There's this big one up here, and that is a big old slab of granite. That is a big old slab of granite to be upended like that. That's been put there with purpose. This isn't accidental. Just parking up to go and visit the next Neolithic site and parking this lay-by, but apparently it's owned by Extinction Rebellion, so I'm not sure whether they're going to meet with some protest. Right, second stone circle of the day. We're now at Boscawen-Un, and this one is also very impressive. Again, a bit like the Merry Maidens, it's so quiet here. There's just nothing here. We're in the wilds of nowhere. What on earth possessed people to drag these great lumps of granite to these big open spaces and set them up? It's fantastic. It's hard to believe how quiet it is here. I can't even hear any traffic noise.
No, you can't.
It's marvellous. Okay, a little bit of a walk through some beautiful, quiet countryside, and we are at Boscawen-Un, which to my mind is probably one of the most dramatic stone circles in Cornwall. So just negotiate this style and we'll have a look. And here we are. Now this one's unusual because it's got this sort of stone in the centre, the leaning stone, but otherwise very similar. And this one's got, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 stones again, see? This 19's a number in West Penwith, but of course 20 if you count the one in the centre. Next site, and already I'm being presented with some issues. So I want to go and visit Carn Euny ancient village, but which way do I go? Blue or green? What do you reckon, Rick? Blue or green?
Green.
What's your favourite colour? Green?
Green.
Let's go green. Wow, the smell of three-cornered leek up here. Smell of onions. It's lovely. Well, you'd eat all right if you were living here. You've got navel wort up here. All of that's edible. And this tastes a little bit like lettuce. You've got three-cornered leek everywhere. You've got cleavers here. Oh, here you got sorrel. Got wild sorrel. You'd eat like kings out of these hedgerows. I mean, when you look through all the plants and all the growth and all the rest of it, there is actually a wall behind there. And how old is that wall? Just a Cornish dry stone wall. Absolutely ancient. Must be hundreds, if not 1,000 years old. I mean, most of it's hidden. You can't even see it. I've got wild fuchsia growing in here. There's little red beads. And when they swell up, the ovary, the black bit at the back, that turns into a berry. You can eat that too. Ah, we're obviously going the right way because there's a green arrow here. So, it gets a bit dark and tunnely here. Oh, some steps at the end. I think we're here. It's a field. Ah, there's another green marker over there. So we're on the way, we're still on the right way, even though we're just in a field. So a quick look at where we are. That hill you can see in the distance, that's Beacon Hill. That's the first proper hill in Cornwall, because just beyond there, you can probably just about make out the sea in the distance. Just beyond that is Land's End, and Beacon Hill is where the first fire is lit for the scawen festivals at midsummer, and a beacon of a whole series of beacons right across the whole spine of Cornwall, going right up to Kit Hill on the borders with Devon, is lit every midsummer. But that's where the first one's lit. Apparently they did one for VE Day yesterday, but I was at Flora Day. Okay, another way marker. Oh, that post says Carn Euny and a green thing. We must be nearly there. Can we see it, Rick?
Over there.
Ah, right.
On the horizon.
Another field of dandelions and buttercups, which is very pretty. Ah yes, icy granite. Icy lumps of granite in the distance. Ah, at last we're here. We are here at last. Oh, now I will say this right from the outset. It will look, for the most part, like a pile of rocks because it is a prehistoric village. You know, this was Iron Age. And as you can see from the sign here, that's what it looks like from the air. And as it says, it was occupied from the Iron Age until late Roman times. One of the best preserved ancient villages in southwest Britain, and this is 2nd to 4th century. So there's not a lot left except the foundations and the outer circles, the patterns and shapes of the houses. But there is a fogou. Now, if you don't know what a fogou is, I'll explain that in a minute. It's interesting that they've used exactly the same great lumps of granite that they used to use for the stone circles as well, just sort of 1,000 or so years before, or a couple of thousand years before. It was the building material to have. And this would have been a pitched roof, probably made of poles covered in thatch or grass, over the top of a central roundhouse. This would be the sort of atrium, or maybe where the animals were kept. And in here was the main part of the house. You could just make out stone areas where maybe there was a cold store, maybe there was a division area for sleeping. Maybe it's where they had the fire, although they generally tend to have the fire in the middle so the smoke could go up to the centre of the roof. Again though, what a place to build a village. I mean, this is the wilds of nowhere. That's the sea over there. But this is what it would look like. This is what I was just describing, with a thatched roof in a sort of conical shape, going up with a central fire, and you'd have a whole family and their animals all living in one roundhouse. This one is sort of square, and it's a little bit later. They call it the cottage, and it's actually got some really modern, you know, all mod cons, like a window. Of course, wouldn't have had any glass in it, but nevertheless. And it's quite interesting to see how the site developed over time. So you've got the very oldest roundhouses, then you've got that sort of cottagey type house, and then you've got the oldest part of it, which is up here, which is the aforementioned fogou. Let me go and find it. You can actually see down into the fogou here. Just about see down there, but I'm going to go down there myself. Now, what a fogou is, well, no one's entirely sure what their purpose was, but it's basically an underground chamber. It's like a tunnel leading down to an underground chamber. Now, it could have been something ritualistic, it could be in simple cold food storage, it could be in all sorts of things. No one really knows. Right, let's get out through there.
Yeah, exactly. What my rucksack.
Yeah, not sure it's any good for your knees, but let's have a look in here. Oh, got to duck down for this bit. Now this is the biggest chamber. I've got to mind my head here because it's very, very low. But this is the main chamber. There. Now, that's the skylight I was looking down through just now. And this is the actual stone chamber. Now look how well this has been built. Look at these stones. Bearing in mind these have been here over 2,000 years. Look at how well this chamber has been built. And that huge granite stone lintel. Look at this. These are big rocks. These are big, big rocks to make this. And then right at the end of it, there's this little area here, which could be a fireplace. It could be somewhere they put an idol. Don't know. But nevertheless, this is the main chamber on the fogou. Now when you come out of the main chamber, There's a little area you can go through. Oh, got to duck down again. God, it's a long way in. It's a long way to spend bent over when you've got a bad back. And then the tunnel goes off down here as well. It doesn't go far. It doesn't go far before we're out in the open air again. But yeah, this is the Carn Euny fogou. Again, what were these little areas? It's not a doorway, it's not a pathway, it doesn't lead anywhere. But it's just something that's been set into the wall for a reason. Almost like a fireplace, but there's no chimney. And you duck under here. Oh, 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 oh. And you're out the other side. So there you go. That's a fogou. So yes, Carn Euny, very interesting to walk around. Hasn't quite got the sort of mystic vibes of the stone circles, but nevertheless, fascinating stuff. I'll tell you what, Rick, I can think of worse ways to spend an afternoon, can't you?
Absolutely.
Think of better ways as well, but
Yes.
you know.
I can't help feeling I should be somewhere else. Well.
So that's it for now, and we'll pick up the story in a minute when I'll change Rick for my brother Si, and we'll go and look at some other ancient sites in southwest Cornwall. Did you just click your fingers?
You can do a quick change and you'll be sitting next to Simon.
Oh, okay, do it again then. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There, bloody seamless. If you've enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing. Or click on some of these links to look at some of the other videos on the channel. Or press the like button. Or leave a comment. It would be lovely to hear from you. Any combination of those 4 things would be wonderful. Thank you very much.